It all began on one of those perfect summer evenings. The kind where the air is warm but not heavy, and the world seems to slow down just enough to let you breathe. I was sitting on my back porch, a glass of iced tea in my hand, watching the sun dip below the horizon. The sky was a masterpiece of oranges, pinks, and purples, and my pool glistened under the fading light, its surface smooth and inviting. It was my little slice of paradise, a place where I could escape the noise of the world and just be. But that peace didn't last long. The first time it happened, I thought I was imagining things. It was late, well past midnight, and I was in bed, half asleep, when I heard it. Splashing. At first I brushed it off, thinking it was just the wind or maybe a raccoon rummaging around. But then I heard laughter, loud, carefree laughter. I got up, pulled on my robe, and peeked out the window. There they were, 3 teenagers, maybe 4, swimming in my pool like they owned it. They were laughing, shouting, and having the time of their lives. I didn't want to be the grumpy neighbor, the one who yells at kids for having fun. So I let it go. I figured it was a one-time thing, a spur-of-the-moment decision on their part. They'd get bored, I told myself. They'd stop. But they didn't. It became a regular occurrence. Every few nights, I'd hear the splashing, the laughter, the occasional crash as they knocked over my patio furniture or tossed pool toys around. I tried talking to them once. I stood at the edge of the pool in my robe, my voice calm but firm, and asked them to leave. They just laughed. One of them even splashed water at me, shouting, "Relax, lady, we're just having fun." I felt invisible, disrespected. This was my home, my sanctuary. That pool wasn't just a pool to me. It was where I'd spent summers with my kids, teaching them to swim, watching them play until the sun went down. It was where I'd sit on quiet evenings, sipping tea and watching the stars, remembering the sound of their laughter. Now, it felt like even my memories were being invaded. I tried everything to stop them. I put up a fence, but they climbed over it like it was nothing. I installed motion sensor lights, but they just laughed and called them disco lights, turning their nighttime swims into a game. I even called the police once, but by the time they arrived, the kids were gone, leaving behind empty soda cans, candy wrappers, and wet footprints on the patio. I felt helpless, frustrated, angry, but mostly I felt sad. This pool was supposed to be my happy place, my escape. Now it felt tainted, like even my memories weren't safe. I started dreading the nights, lying in bed and waiting for the sound of splashing, bracing myself for the invasion. One night, I'd had enough. I was sitting in the dark, waiting, when I heard them again. The splashing, the laughter. My heart raced, but this time it wasn't from fear or frustration. It was from determination. I had a plan. I walked outside, calm but firm. They saw me and started laughing, like they always did. But this time, I didn't say a word. I just reached over and flipped a switch. The pool lights came on, and so did the sprinklers I'd installed around the perimeter. Cold water sprayed everywhere, soaking them in the ground around the pool. They scrambled to get out, slipping and sliding on the wet grass. "Hey," one of them shouted, his voice a mix of surprise and anger. "This is my home," I said, my voice steady but loud enough to carry over the sound of the sprinklers. "You don't get to take it from me." They looked at me, stunned. For the first time, they saw me, not just as some old lady they could ignore, but as a person who'd had enough. They didn't say anything else. They just grabbed their things and left, their laughter replaced by muttered complaints about the cold water. The next morning, I sat by the pool with my coffee, watching the sun rise. The water was calm, the surface smooth as glass. For the first time in weeks, I felt peace. I'd taken back what was mine, not with anger, but with resolve. And in doing so, I'd reminded myself that I still had strength, even when I felt like I had none left. I thought about those kids as I sat there. I wondered if they'd learned anything from the experience, if they'd think twice before trespassing on someone else's property. But more than that, I thought about myself, about how easy it is to feel small, to let others take from you until there's nothing left. And about how important it is to stand up for yourself, to protect what's yours, not just your property, but your peace, your memories, your heart. Sometimes standing up for yourself isn't about being mean or harsh. It's about showing that you matter, that your space, your peace, your heart, they're worth protecting. And that's a lesson I'll never forget.